क्वेश्चन है, आप हेलमेट क्यों नहीं पहना? सिंपल क्वेश्चन। नहीं, क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ क्या अंकल?
आपने क्यों नहीं पहने? हेलमेट पहनना अच्छा नहीं लगता है, गर्मी होती है, पहनना चाहिए हेलमेट, गवर्नमेंट को रखना चाहिए हेलमेट की नहीं।
हेलमेट हाथ भी को रख रखा है, आप पहन नहीं सकते उसको।
आवाज़ नहीं आती बेटे,
आवाज़ नहीं आती और गर्मी नहीं होती आपको?
नहीं तो बाजू में जाना ना।
अगर RTO ने पकड़ लिया तो कितना फाइन भरोगे? 200 रुपीज़। अगर आपने अभी हेलमेट नहीं पहना, आपका एक्सीडेंट हो गया तो किसी और ने ठोक दिया तो आपको
चोट वोट लग गया तो लाइफ में इंपॉर्टेंट पैसे हैं क्या?
कोई देखने वाला तो
अगर किसी ने ठोक दिया आपको तो फिर आपका हाथ वाथ टूट गया तो आपकी फैमिली का क्या?
5-6 भाई में से एक भाई कम हो जाएगा। चूड़े लाके देना, चले चले चले।
बरोबर नहीं।
Life can be uncertain, just like cricket. You know, sometimes when you feel that you're well settled in, that's when you lose a wicket. The same thing happens when you're riding a bike. I've been playing cricket now for almost 25 years. Right from the start, I've made an effort to wear a helmet. And I'm coming to helmet because we are here to discuss how to prevent head injuries.
Neurological Society of India is a premier organization of clinical neuroscientists in this country, and in its 62nd year has taken up this campaign of head injury, especially because unfortunately we have become the head injury capital of the world.
जब मुझे पता चला कि भारत में जो हेड इंजरीज होते हैं वो वर्ल्ड में अगर देखे जाए तो सबसे ज़्यादा हेड इंजरीज भारत में होते हैं, और ये कोई अच्छा रिकॉर्ड नहीं है. वी कांट बी प्राउड ऑफ इट. ये सिर्फ हो सकता है दो वजह की तरफ. एक, हम ये सोचते कि हम सुपरमैन हैं, हमें कुछ नहीं हो सकता. या दूसरा हो सकता है कि आप नेग्लिजेंस कर रहे हैं, आपको उसकी कोई फिक्र नहीं है, या आपको शायद इनडायरेक्टली आप ये सोचते कि मुझे कुछ नहीं होगा, और आप ये नहीं सोचते कि अगर मुझे कुछ होता है तो मेरे फैमिली पे क्या बीतेगी.
अनुराग मेरा बेटा है, और जब मुझे बोल पाना बहुत मुश्किल होता है, मेरे को बहुत बुरा लगता है. फिर मुझे वो याद करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है.
Unfortunately, that road was not well lit. And it was a foggy night, and most unfortunate, Anurag was not wearing a helmet. So he could not figure out there's a truck parked, and it was like half on the road, half, below that. And he banged into that truck completely.
A minor bump on the head, but if it is associated with a prolonged history of unconsciousness for say half an hour or more, or if there is persistent vomiting, or if there is persistent dizziness or giddiness, or the patient does not remember the incident, or if there is major bleeding from the scalp, then you should not engross those symptoms, because those symptoms suggest that there is something which is brewing in the head and which need urgent investigation and treatment.
This is about a very, very serious accident that my son had 5 years back. That was June 2008.
The main reason why this accident happened was because I was overspeeding very late at night. I was a professional boxer, very much active. I'm on lying down for more than 4 months. Not been able to get up, get down, speak or anything. I've seen the watch ticking second by second for 15 hours sometimes at a go. I could not walk, I could not do anything.
Accidents, as I said earlier, take place when you feel nothing can go wrong. From your building, from an apartment, your college is maybe 100 yards away. And you say, oh, 100 yards, doesn't matter. What can go wrong? And that's when somebody comes and hit you. It may not be your fault, but you end up paying a heavy price for that.
We now know that these head injury patients require some kind of guidance, and then the youngsters who are most of the times the victims of head injury, they can be guided properly in order to prevent all this suffering.
My main problem is that I have difficulty memorizing. So I was carrying groceries and crossing the street, and a car, I think from what I can recall, a car ran over me and I was lying on the street. And I don't know if the driver was a drunk driver. I think it was a drunk driver who hit me. So the police got me there. I was unconscious then. So I was in the hospital for 9 months. I lost everything because I also lost my memory. I had a horrible accident. I lost everything. I do things which children do. So I have to relearn everything like children. So my main problem is that I'm dependent on my parents. I feel like I'm a handicap. Because with physical injury, I also had brain injury.
Once a patient has a major head injury, he has been operated, he has been stabilized, he is ready to go home. There may be many deformity or disability patient may have. He may have a physical weakness in the form of weakness in all the forelimb, difficulty in speaking, memory disturbance, difficulty in recognizing the people, doing his day-to-day activity, difficulty in swallowing, and urine and stool control.
Last year, 23rd June 2012, my daughter Raina, she had a head injury. She had a traumatic brain injury. There were no critical care units along this entire stretch of a highway. Then they had to wait almost for 1.5 hours or more. So by the time we got her back to Bombay, we had lost a lot of time. She had lost a lot of blood. Basically, I think the golden hour, what we talk about internationally, we are not aware of how important that is when it comes to an injury to the brain. But people are scared. They think, "Arey, why should we get into the janjat?" That is the first reaction people have in our country today. So that fear has to go away. We have to become responsible citizens ourselves.
The golden hour in trauma is very important, and especially in head injury. The golden hour is known as the period from the time of accident till the time the patient receives the definitive care. So it could be hospitalization and emergency surgery. So that period is about 1 hour in terms of head injury, and it is very important because the patient receives definitive treatment in that period to prevent death or long-term disability.
I understand that people are afraid of the police inquiry, the investigation. They will be trapped, they will be asked many questions, and they don't have time. They are going for their jobs, they are busy in their livelihood, they don't have time. But you don't have time for the human help. That time that man is asking you for help. So even you have to suffer some time, you should go for that. You should help that man.
All I'm trying to say is, it should be a routine for a bike rider that first you wear a helmet. The second step is the pillion rider. Make sure that he also wears a helmet, and that's when you start a bike. Otherwise, that ride doesn't happen.
Follow the rules and regulation of traffic. You should be careful that there are other human beings crossing you or passing besides you. You must respect them.
Accidents take place when you're not expecting. Don't try your luck. Always wear a helmet. Heads, we win.
Heads we win.